Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome out to Zanies Comedy Club. How's everybody doing on this Saturday afternoon? Well, come on, you guys could do better than that. We added a matinee show, for crying out loud. How's you guys doing? Keep that energy up. A couple of quick reminders. As a courtesy to the comedians, but more importantly to the people around you during the show, please keep your table talk to a minimum. No heckling during the show, no photography during the show. With that said, let's keep it loud. Let's make some noise for your host and MC, a very funny gentleman. Put your hands together for Mulrooney.
Hey, Spongebob, how are you doing? This is good. I'll do all the announcements up front. Thank you so much for coming. I'll be your host. Anybody celebrating tonight?
Saturday. Yes!
Saturday. She just goes, yes.
Anniversary!
Okay. Oh, anniversary!
Yes!
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, another anniversary too? Yeah. 20 years? Oh, wow.
22!
20. Ooh. You just got staged up. I didn't even have to ask her. She heard 20 go, oh, 22.
That's right. Those 2 years down, man.
She knew it was a competition right away. Some said 30?
My birthday.
Oh, birthday! Nice, birthday! Awesome, there you go. A lot of things. We can ruin a lot of special occasions tonight. A lot's at stake. This is good. I'm in college. Any college kids in the house? Okay. A lot of relatable material coming your way. This is good, man. I like this club. This is one of my favorite comedy clubs. I love this place. I love coming here. I do a lot of shows on the road, and they don't always go well. Like, you always know how well the show goes by how the booker talks to you after the show. If it goes well, like, hey man, that was awesome. That was great. Gotta have you back. That's what goes well. If it doesn't go well, they go, well, did you have fun? Oh, good. At least you had fun. I'm in school. I am not a good student in school. I don't like studying. I tried a whole group study session thing with my friends that never amounts to anything. Let me show you guys an impression of what our group study sessions look like. Dude, if humans could see water, can fish see air? Dude, who opens the door for the bus driver? Make sure they, dude. Alright, if you didn't laugh at that, you're hiding something. You're like, oh, I never smoked marijuana my entire life. I don't know what that joke meant. Personally, I can't do drugs. I got bad allergies. I got bad sinus problems. Like, sinus issues. Like, guys come up to you like, yo, can you handle this hit? Like, I can handle pollen. So probably not. I can't. A couple other announcements they want me to tell you is no vaping. No vaping allowed in the club. Doesn't seem like the vaping clientele. Doesn't. I don't vape. Okay, vaping's very bad for you. I don't vape. How old do you think I am?
22.
I am 59 years old. It's because I don't vape, okay? Stay healthy. Stay healthy. Now, TikTok's a big thing for people my generation. Anybody here in TikTok? Want to will? Someone just goes, no. Yeah. TikTok's a crazy thing because little kids are famous now. Like, I have this 13-year-old cousin. She has 2 million followers doing dance videos on TikTok. I went to my aunt like, hey, isn't that great? She's famous. My aunt's like, yeah, but she gets bullied a lot online. I'm like, oh no, that's terrible. Then I saw her dance video, so I was like, I can see it. I can see where they're coming from, you know? Like, Like, so many people are famous now. It's like, it doesn't even matter. Everyone has millions of followers on TikTok. I was talking to a guy. He's like, yeah, man, I have 1 million followers on TikTok. I'm like, that's great, man. Can I get my burger now? Take a while for my order. I'm doing all right. I got my own place. Got my own place. Upstairs, my parents' house. It's doing good. And I also live at home with their parents here. Well, you guys are doing well. Okay. Bunch of Jeff Bezos in the house. All right. You guys roll in the dough. I don't make much money. I live at home with my parents. I do a lot of stuff with my parents. I watch movies with my parents. But every time I watch a movie with my parents, there's always a sex scene that comes on. Don't clap so much. I love when that happens. No, it's never when I watch a movie by myself. It's always with my parents, and I have to act like I don't like it. Like, oh, what the hell is that? Oh, I don't know what that is. I don't know what they're doing. You know, my parents, they have a lot of leverage and arguments over me too, you know? It's like, hey, guys, remember, we pay the bills. We pay all the bills. It's like, I do stuff too, you know, like, I cut the grass. Yeah, that's enough. That's like twice a week. That's a lot of grass to cut. And my family got a tax break this year because of me. My parents sat me down like, hey, guys, because you're over 21 now, and you're only making me money, our family got a huge tax break. It's like, you're welcome. My talents are being recognized. And they're like, we got a tax break this year. You probably won't get it next year. We'll see what happens with your job. I said, oh, don't worry. We'll get it next year. You can count on me. I'm a tax break machine, baby. That's what I do best. I catch up with a lot of my old friends recently. All my friends are doing good, apparently, you know. It's like, hey, man, how you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Like, don't you think that's kind of boring, you know? Like, I'm only going to be interested if you're doing badly. That's interesting. Like, hey, man, how's school going? Oh, not good. I had to drop out. Really? Well, what happened? Oh, I got arrested. I'm going through trials right now. Wow, no kidding. How are the trials going? Good. Okay. I don't care anymore. I'm a single guy. Any single people in the house? All happily married. All happily married. We're over 4 relatable topics. Happily married. I'm a single guy. You know, I'm a third wheel right now. I'm a third wheel, so I'm like the friend of the couple. Now, I'm a good third wheel. I'm very supportive. I'm a good third wheel. Now, if they were to break up, would I try to date her after? Yes. I mean, that's why I'm in it. Like, as a third wheel, don't ever trust a third wheel. Because it's not a third wheel, it's an internship. Like, I'm the backup quarterback. If she dumps him, I'm the starter. And I know her favorite restaurants, I know all the plays. I used to play sports. I used to play high school basketball. Yeah, someone's already chuckling. The career did not go well, as you could probably guess. I rode the bench in high school. Now, no high school athlete is ever going to tell you this, but if you ride the bench, if everyone's like, you're the bench warmer, you never get in the game, secretly you root against your team. You do. Any parents here have a kid that play sports? Oh, what does your kid play?
Hockey.
Hockey. So if all of a sudden your coach benches your kid, he's not getting the game anymore, are you still rooting for the team?
Yeah.
Too long. That was too long. That took like 5 seconds. No. You might tell the other parents that. I was that way. I loved the team lost. Go back in the locker room. You still have your warm-ups on. Coach is like, we just lost. I'm like, I think you guys lost. Did a pretty good job. All right, that's my time. Thank you guys so much. You guys are a great audience. It's going to be a great show. It's a great show. We have a special guest here tonight. He just recorded a special on Dry Bar Comedy. Give it up for my good friend, Matt Sommerfield. Give it going for Matt.
Chicago. All right, how we doing? This is a very intimate moment between me and you, sir. I've never had somebody this close except for my urologist. This was the last time. We're not going to talk about that at all. That was horrible. I have 3 kids. So parents in here tonight, please. Okay. Thank the Lord. The last time I did this, I told the whole joke, and then I asked, and nobody said that they were parents. So that's a true story. No, I'm excited to be here. You guys excited for Jamie tonight? Yeah. Well, too bad. You're gonna have to listen to me and one other person first. So get used to it. That's how things work. No, I got 3 kids, 9, 6, and 3. My 3-year-old, she runs the house as they do. And the kids, you know, they're interesting. They get away with things that adults could just never get away with. You know, like the other night we were sitting there and the 3-year-old's eating her mac and cheese, which we made for her, and she's just chewing it, enjoying it, loving it. It's the best thing she's ever had. And then 2 seconds later decides it's the worst thing she's ever had. Spits it out. And then thinks, you know what, I'm still hungry. And picks it up and eats it again. Can you imagine if he did that like on a date or something? You know, oh, you want some nachos? Here you go. And, they do baby sign language. You guys know about this? Baby sign language. This is the sign for more. You imagine him at the restaurant. Waiter! 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 I don't understand you. Eating and pooping. Those are the 2 things that kids do that we could just never get away with as adults. You know, like you don't want to come up to me after the show and be like, Matt, how did you think it went tonight? Well, you know, it was pretty good. I was a little nervous. Give me space. Give me space. It was good. It was a little hard, but pushed through. See what you did there. Poop jokes. That's what I have. I'm a dad. That's what we're going to talk about. I do love having kids, though, because it is a good reminder as an adult on how to get out of things again. We forget, right? Like all of the kids, really, if they don't want to do something, you know, they do this. And in fact, I've adopted it. So, like, my wife's like, hey, can you do the dishes? I just... I don't know how to walk and move. It's like synchronized swimming they're doing on the ground. Or they try to fly. You're not going to go anywhere, kid. I like doing this. I have a friend who he has a very interesting job. He does drug testing for athletes. And, you know, I think it's important. There's certain sports we need to, like UFC guys and, you know, biking now. Thanks, Lance. Team Yellow. Sorry, that's a cancer joke. Not tasteful. But there's some sports that he does stuff for, and I'm like, why are we testing these people for drugs? Like curling? Olympic curling. You know, you got the thrower. Like, how hard is that? That's all he does. He just, except when he does it, he's on ice and he floats down like an angel. And then you have the sweeper. What drug are we concerned that these people are on that is going to make them better at curling? The thrower, they're checking the blood alcohol content for beer, right? They're like, I'm sorry, sir, your urine is a little dark. It's a little too close to a stout. We're going to need you to back it off a little bit, more of an American lager. And the brusher, the sweeper, yeah, that's Adderall. All right, thank you guys very much. That's my time. Oh, you wanted more, but it's not about me. Have a good night, you guys. Sommerfield, we're going for
next comic, he just recorded a special with Nate Bargatze, with Nate One Presents. He's a Chicago favorite. Give it up for a very funny Jim Flannigan. Give it over, Jim.
Hey, keep it over, Desert Mac. Can we do that? Can we make some noise? Welcome. This is exciting. It's a Saturday afternoon. We're partying. This is really great. Look at you guys go. This is... Man. Some of you are like, we can be home by 7, and that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool day for some of you. It's unbelievable. We can still watch our show. I love day drinking. I quit drinking. I don't miss drinking. I do miss day drinking. Right? Day drinking is the best way to turn a Saturday afternoon into a Monday morning, isn't it? Who wants to watch college football to Why Am I at Work? Real quick. You know? It moves fast. This is exciting. Oh, I'm happy to be here with you guys. Happy to see a full room. Happy to see events back. I got to a wedding. My brother just got married for the 3rd time. And thank you very much. We're very proud of him. He got mad at me because I was late for the rehearsal. You know, he was like, "We have to practice," and I was like, "We practiced enough, okay?" At this point, my speech is basically a Mad Lib, you know? Change your name, couple new adjectives, read it to half different people. That's how it works. Too much? I'm gonna keep going. That's fine. It's not even a lot in our family. Our moms are married 5 times. That's too many. That's a lot, right? My mom has as many rings as the Olympics. That's a lot. She's 2 rings away from catching Saturn. That's a planet. You shouldn't be second to a planet. I had a woman use it against me one time during a breakup. She was like, "You're afraid of commitment just like your mother." I was like, "My mother loves commitment." You know? Especially at first. We have a big party every time she meets a guy. I'm single. I think Andy asked earlier, are there any single people in the room tonight? 4? In the back, very far apart from each other? Good. That's the way we do it. This is a 2-income show. All right, good for you guys. That's great. A lot of tickets sold in 2s tonight. Okay. Makes sense. Weird to go to an afternoon show by yourself. You know? Let's go see who else is there. Okay, good. I love being single most of the time. The only time it bothers me is when I have a new hobby and I have to fill out an emergency contact form, you know? Because the only thing more embarrassing than something bad happening is something bad happening and then someone going, "Quick, he's hurt. Call his mom." Don't worry, dear, we'll call your mommy. We'll use the number you put on the form. I put my friends' names on those forms now, and I'll warn them. They love the responsibility. I'll be like, "Brian, I'm throwing axes on Sunday. You're on the clock from 3 till 7. You know? Like, I'm not going to ruin anyone's day, but they're not going to go see a movie. Right? I'm going to want to be available in case the phone rings. I started riding a bike last year as one of my new hobbies. This is a very real thing that happened to me. I went out for my first bike ride on a brand new bike, and I got hit by a car. Okay? I'm fine now, unless any of you work for State Farm Insurance. And if you do, I'm under continuing doctor supervision. We're working through a few things on the legal end. But the person who hit me, she was so nice. Waited for help to arrive, but just kept saying the same thing. Kept just going, I just didn't see you there. I just didn't see you there. And eventually I wanted to help, so I was like, "Hey, listen, you don't need to say that part. I know you didn't see me there. That's implied." You know what I'm saying? Like, you not seeing me there is the basis of our whole conversation. I can't even imagine a scenario where you saw me, hit me with a car, and then came over to talk about it. You don't even know what that would look like, you know? Just kicking around the debris, and you're like, "Oh shit, you made it, okay, all right." Probably explain what happened back there. I saw you there, I did. I just got mad, you know? It was like, we gotta get rid of him. So I drove as fast as I could. And if I see you again, I'm gonna keep trying. I really am. Anyway, I called your mom, she's on her way. She's gonna be here in a little bit. There's the number you put on the form. I like being single. I'm 40 now. It's a great age to date. I love it. The women are the best in their 40s. You're not going to get stuck in stuff long term. You can be in the middle of a first date, and if you chew weird, she'll be like, "I'll take the check. I'm going to go. I can afford not to sit here any longer. I've got kids. I could probably get some work done, maybe make it to yoga. I'm going to get out of here." It's great. I love it. I'm a pretty weird dude. Sometimes I'm getting 2, 3 free dinners a month. You know, it's significant. Sometimes the date's going too well. It's like, "All right, time to tell this lady about my baseball card collection." You know, whatever I gotta do not to pay for 2 dinners. You know what you want at this point. I know I can't date a woman who has maxed out the font size on her phone. I can't do it. That is my deal breaker. And they are all over my key demographic. And please don't go and get mad and write a largely worded letter. I can't send sensitive information to someone who doesn't know they're getting it. That's crazy. It's like sending your deepest, darkest secrets to an overhead projector, you know? Might be the wrong show for that joke, but okay, we did good. That's great. We got through it, 4 o'clock. Proud of you. Real proud of you. Gotta laugh at ourselves sometimes. Some of you are like, we can change the size of the font? I need that. Informative and funny. I like. Good. I saw a commercial recently that ruined my day for dog DNA tests. Anyone doing this out there?
No.
One? Okay. Oh boy. Like, who's sitting the family pet down and being like, Fido, you have a brother in Cleveland. Okay? It says right here he's a good boy. I just can't think of a behavior I would change if my dog's breed was slightly different than I expected, you know? Like if you found out your bulldog was an English bulldog, would you start walking him on the wrong side of the road? Would you do that? That was the only example I could come up with that's not racial out of all dog breeds. I sat on a plane for a couple hours working on that joke, and thank God British people drive on the wrong side of the road, but that one was going to stay in the notebook, you know? I don't even think we should do people DNA tests all willy-nilly the way we do. My cousin took one. It's tearing our whole family apart. We just found out we're not Irish. That's crazy. My last name is Flannigan. That has been our entire identity for generations. We all have very strong opinions on Notre Dame, and it turns out we're Dutch. We wasted so much time. You know how weird that is overnight for the whole family to go from being normal Irish people to Dutch alcoholics? It is very hard to stumble around in wooden shoes, you know? Keep running into my windmill, bumping into paint cans. And one too many? That's fine. Good little Dutch boy joke. Like that. You guys are fun. I don't know. I'm pretty ADHD. I think you guys knew that. I don't hide it so good. There's an Adderall shortage right now that's messing my life up. And they keep interviewing people on the news about it, and they seem very angry, but they also seem very focused, and that's the part that bothers me. Do you know what I'm saying? This guy the other day was like, I've been calling every pharmacy in town every day when they open, and no one can help me. And I'm like, you can do that without the pills? That's incredible, because that's the focus I want. You're just trying to cheat at work. That's not fair. This is my medicine, not your job steroids, you know? I knew it was severe when I got diagnosed. I went to the doctor as an adult, and I was like, I'm having trouble focusing at work. And he's like, I think I know what it is. We're going to have you come back in a week and take a test. And then I missed 3 appointments in a row. And then on the 4th week, I showed up on the wrong day. And he was like, we're not going to need you to take that test. And I was like, what test are we talking about? And he was like, yeah, you had it for sure. I didn't even make it into his office. I got diagnosed in the hallway. That's how I knew. Fun thing I learned, you don't pay a copay in the hallway. There's no diplomas out there. They can't charge you. It's what we call pro bono work in the biz. So guys, I'm losing my hair in the back of my head where everyone but me can see it. And, that sucks to find out last, you know? My bald spot's been in my blind spot the whole time. No one thought about telling me somewhere along the way. I went to a new barber recently. He did this thing after he cut my hair where he brought out a second mirror and showed me the back of my head. It's like, why would you do that? We were having a good time. We were getting along great. I was going to tip well. Now you're going to go and remind me of what's going on? If I were a barber cutting someone's hair and part of it was missing, I would never show that to them after the haircut. You know what I'm saying? I would show it to them before the haircut to remind them that this was a pre-existing condition. You walked in damaged. I would have a clipboard and paperwork like a rental car facility at the airport. You know? Like, we're going to take a lap around your head, see what's going on. There's a little bit of damage on the sides. I got to mark everything down. I don't know what happened here in the back, but we're going to have to call a manager before we go any further. Maybe take a few photos. You guys got it. I don't know. It's my first time at this barber shop, and they're like, hey, it's your first time here. We'll give you the hot towel at no extra charge. Guys, you know what I'm talking about? You ever get the hot towel at the barber shop? Ladies, I don't know if you know about this. In men's barber shops, a lot of them, we have 2 options, tops. Where you can either get a regular haircut, or for a few bucks extra, once they're done cutting your hair, they'll throw a really hot towel on your face. Just for the hell of it, you know? Like we all do at the end of a long day, right, fellas? Just microwave a towel. Right? Lean back on a sink, you know, or something else metal, right? And relax. Just let go. It's what they do, right? They wet a towel as wet as they can get it. And then they heat it as hot as they possibly can. Where, I don't know, probably the same microwave they make lunch in, but don't worry about that. Don't ever think about that again. Sometimes you can smell it, but it's fine. And then they heat it till it's so hot, they can't even pick it up with their fingers. That's how hot it is. They have to use tongs to pick it up because it's so hot, they can't even touch it. And then they shake it one time, because that's all it takes. Just one little shake of the towel. And then they take the corner of that towel and gently press it to the corner of my face and go, hey, is that too hot? Is that too hot? And I was like, no, I don't think so. And then they smother me with it. And I was like, oh, I was wrong. That's way too hot. But they can't hear me because while they're ironing my face, it's keeping all the yelling inside. So they're pressing down harder while I'm just yelling secrets into the abyss. They're like, we're opening your pores. I'm like, you're searing my flesh. There's gotta be a way to keep the pores open and the skin intact if you really want to. I don't even know why they're doing this to me. Does it feel good? Kind of, eventually. Once my face stops burning, but that's probably how my face felt when I walked in that day. You can't just start putting out cigarettes on people's backs because it feels good when you stop. That's not a business plan, that's a crime. But these guys can charge $9 for hot waterboarding and I'm the only one who sees a problem? I don't know. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to do more good. It's not always easy. Like the other day, I like donating. I don't like when you go to the store and they try and force you to donate, because every time you say no, you feel bad, right? The other day I was at the store and they were like, sir, would you like to donate $1 for lung cancer research? And I was like, just the Marlboros, please. And that feels awful no matter how many times. It's like, oh, I found an extra $1. Do you guys have any lighters? I'm going to tell you one more thing about the hair thing. All right, so someone told me recently about this powder that you can put in your hair. It's like a fiber. It'll stick to your existing hair and make it look like you have more hair. And my friend was like, you should try it. It gives you a lot more confidence. And I tried it, and I learned something. You can't really put it in your hair when it's windy out. Because I was at an outdoor wedding, and your hair will start to erode throughout the course of the day, you know, like a coral reef. You know? Like if you saw the photos, it kind of looks like a time lapse of me aging from high school now. You know what I'm saying? Like if you saw the pictures, you'd be like, how much older are you here than here? And I'd be like, about an hour and a half. And you'd be like, no way, it looks like 20 years. It's like, well, there were strong winds from the southeast that day. There was a tornado in Kansas. But other than that, it works. It's great, and it gives you a lot more confidence. You know, I reapplied afterwards. I reapplied, and I met a lady that night. Okay, and we hooked up, and everything was great, and I was so confident the whole time. Until afterwards, I couldn't really put my head down on her pillow because I didn't want to leave a residue. You know? So I kind of had to lay on my side the whole night, like a rug model. You know? Like I was giving her a "what you thinking about." You know? Every time she rolled over and looked at me, I was just laying like this. I didn't want it to be weird, so I just started doing leg lifts every time she looked over. So it just looked like I was exercising, so it wasn't weird. You know? And she was like, I like to sleep with the fan on. And I was like, how high? You know? Low I could probably handle, but I didn't think medium or greater. We might wake up to a sandstorm and it's gonna look like someone threw a bottle of cayenne pepper into the vents, and I don't know if we're strong enough. Trying to be better. I've been working out, trying to get healthier that way. I lost like 50 pounds. I started losing weight by walking, which is the least cool way to lose weight. I can admit that. Losing weight by walking is also admitting that whatever I was doing before was so bad. Just showing up and doing the bare minimum is enough. You know? I did. I started by walking, and then I started running eventually. I had a friend invite me to do a 5K together recently. That was a terrible idea. It's a totally different event for someone who knows what they're doing and someone who doesn't. You know, he jogged for 18 minutes. I almost died for 40. It's a very different experience. I saw people running from their house to the 5K. I've never hated people more in my life. You're running to a run? Like, you have no respect for what we're doing here today? I paid $30 for this. They gave me a number and a t-shirt. You know? Jockeys don't ride their horses to the Kentucky Derby. Like, show some decorum. Act like you believe in this a little bit. You know? Hey, when you lose weight, you gotta buy new clothes. They're doing this thing now in men's clothing where everything is like a slim fit and a regular fit, but no one just calls them that anymore. Every store like makes up their own names for the two, you know. And they always use opposites. They always use antonyms for those two fits. And I never know what those two words are gonna be when I walk into a store. But I know that I'm gonna have to ask for the worst of those two words every single time. You know, slim fit always gets the better adjective. I was at a store recently, I picked up a shirt, woman working there runs over and goes, "Oh, I don't know if that's for you, that's a modern fit." Cool, I'll pick a different era. Not the one we all live in. Where are the suits of armor? I didn't even see those as I was walking through. I'm gonna go shop in the Paleozoic for a little bit and then I'll come back to more current times. You know? But you learn which words aren't yours pretty quickly. I picked up another shirt, it said city fit. I was like, that's not for me. Do you have this in like an extra rural back there somewhere? Like a Central Illinois back there? Like a Peoria or something? The worst, Banana Republic, they just use two cool guy names for their fits, and you just have to guess which one you are. I walk in, they're like, "Hey, welcome, are you a Grant fit or a Colton fit?" Probably not. I'm more like a Jerry. You guys have like a Jerry back here? You know? They're like, "Oh, you're looking for Old Navy, that's their fits." And I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." Weird one for you guys to turn on me on. Okay, cool. That's good. I got the worst compliment I've ever heard from a woman after a show the other night, and I can't stop thinking about it. This woman said to me, I think she was trying to hit on me. This woman said to me, she goes, "I find something really attractive about you, and I have no idea what it is." Wow. Yeah. I hope it wasn't my self-esteem. Screw that up for a while. You guys are gonna love Jamie. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm just glad
So before we get your headliners, you're going for your wait staff. You're going for your wait staff tonight. You're well, working very hard. And all right, you guys waiting for a headliner? The man of the evening. You know him from Gutfeld. You know him from Real Rob on Netflix. Give it up for the very funny Jamie Lissow. Give it up for Jamie.
You guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. It's been so great doing Gutfeld and then having people come to see me after doing Gutfeld. Like I've actually been. It really is the best. Like I've actually been to this club before. It's just nobody else was there. It was just me in there. But my other favorite thing is that since being on Gutfeld, like all my fans are my age and older. I'm not just saying that. I sincerely love it. Like, you know the best thing about today's show? It's fucking 4:30. It's 4:30 p.m. and we're doing a comedy show. This is the late show. You can do whatever you want. You just go, yeah. They're like, we're gonna do like a late show at 10:30, and I was like, yeah, we're not gonna fucking be there. For people that come to see me, also, I will not be there. We'll be asleep at that time. But feel free to have some young comedians do that show. I'm not available for that one. I love my crowd. Last night I was doing a show, and there was an older man in the front row, and right in the middle of the show, his phone alarm went off. And like 60 people took their pills. All right, I guess it's time. You gotta make sure, if you hear an alarm tonight, that is your alarm going off. We do not want an unnecessary overdose. Oh. You'll notice when I got up here, I didn't say my pronouns. I just figured you knew. Figured you gathered what they are. And I'm a little bit anti-pronoun. I'll tell you why. I feel like it's a lot of information to give someone that you just met and may never talk to again. Think about that for a minute, right? What if I never see this person again? Why am I telling them my pronouns? Like if I walked up somewhere and I go, hey, my name's Jamie, I'm a he, him. What am I saying? That's like me saying, hi, my name is Jamie, fucking love vaginas. Love them. Huge fan of the vagina. Exclusively love vaginas. I like to put my dick in them. I put my penis in them. Penises, not a big of a fan. Not a fan. It's weird. Like I love mine, but then all others, I want nothing to do with it. The lady's like, holy shit, here's your coffee, sir. I'm not sure I need to know all that information. We just now met. So I just don't, I leave them up. And sometimes people force their pronouns on you. And when that happens, I get competitive. And if somebody gives me their pronouns, I give them my adjectives. Even though that's not a thing, I just decided to do it. I go, here are my pronouns. I go, oh yeah, well my adjectives are divorced, broke, but fucking free. And happy, and a bunch of other awesome shit. I'll keep going. My verbs are masturbating, hiding, and crying. I'm like, you fucking started it, okay? They're like, that's a lot of information. Yeah, that's why we should just say our fucking names. That's my whole point. From the beginning, you started it. You guys started this whole thing. I learn a lot on Gutfeld. I'm not the smartest person that they have as a guest. So I learn a lot. Sometimes they ask me a question and I go, do you guys know that I'm a comedian? Are you aware of that? I'm not one of your political pundits. Like, to give you a little intel on the show, we do 5 blocks per show, 5 segments, and then we split them up in commercials. Block A is the most serious. We always begin with something serious. It could be the war, it could be abortion, it could be anything. And then it progressively gets sillier. Like if you notice the E block, 5th block, that's going to be a silly story that doesn't even seem like news. It's just for fun. Next time you watch me on Gutfeld, which will be this Thursday night, I'll be on Gutfeld. Thank you very much. If you watch me during the A block, if you watch my face, I'm fucking panicking. I've probably never even heard of this issue. But keep an eye on me because I'm scared. Or they talk about like death, like oh, a bunch of people died in New York City. Be funny, Jamie. What am I supposed to do? When people died, and no kidding. The other day, I'm sitting in my chair, sweating A block, sweating the A block, and Greg goes, "Yeah, did you hear?" He goes, "You know, Russia invaded. They went into Ukraine on an offense." And didn't go as well as they thought, so they ended up taking the troops out sooner than they had planned. So they ended up abandoning the siege and removing the troops. Like, what do you think? And I was like, what do I fucking think? I don't know. Maybe feel like someone's in charge that maybe has done it, and they're better at it. And then I go, maybe I do have some insight. And I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I actually, many times, have tried the pull-out method. It's not 100% effective. You know what I mean? What happens is you think you get all those guys out of there, and all it takes is one of those motherfuckers to ruin everything. I just try to go around the topic and make a joke. That's all I can do. Try to weave around and get back in there. I don't know if anyone's been to New York City, but we did a story on New York City, and it was like that. Greg was like, oh, this guy stabbed this guy, and then there's all these, like, you know, migrants, and they're living in hotels. And by the way, they put me in a very nice hotel when I do Gutfeld, but sometimes I go there and I'm not in Gutfeld, and I'll try to save a little money, and I'll stay in a different hotel. I have stayed in some shitty hotels in New York City. There are some shitty hotels. I went to the front desk of my hotel the other week, and I go, hey man, where's the men's room? And he goes, oh, just anywhere. And, yeah, just out the front door, so wherever you want to. I took my comforter to the police station. I solved 4 cold cases. The toilet paper was police tape. Have you ever been to one of these places? None of that stuff is true. But I learned stuff. I learned a lot of stuff. I learned words I didn't know. I just learned what gender fluid meant. I just learned what gender fluid. I had no idea what it meant. I had to Google it because we're doing a story on it. So I got to Google it so I don't sound stupid. I thought gender fluid was why we grab a towel after sex. Come on, there's gender fluid everywhere. Could you give me a I know what you're thinking, Jamie. It's fucking 4:30. Settle down. It's a little early for a gender fluid joke. I love the early show, man. I just feel like it aligns with my priorities. Like I don't want to be up late. Every once in a while, a young person comes to my show, like by mistake, and they snuck in or something. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? And dude, sometimes I swear, sometimes I talk about on Gutfeld. I was never good at getting laid. I was never good. I mean, once I get in there, I'm like, I know what to do. I get it. I get what shape goes where. I get that stuff. But I was never good at the game part. Like, you know, I didn't date a lot of women. That's why. Do you guys remember the Me Too movement and comedians were getting in trouble for sleeping with girl and stuff? I remember when that movement happened. I was like, oh, I'm fucking good. I don't have any stories floating around about me. I don't know if you remember this from that time period, but I was all over the internet. I actually got me neither. Yeah, women were like, I didn't sleep with him. Me neither. Hashtag me neither. He never would do that. Me neither. Hashtag me neither. But there's nothing illegal about being a fucking loser. I'm not even joking. It's 4:30. I swear, like the news isn't even on yet. It's early. The cartoons just finished, and we're at the comedy club. I love it. I want to make them earlier and earlier until they're late again. Wait, is this weekend like you fall? You go for it, you spring, you fall. Do we get one or we lose one? I'm going to be honest with you guys. We don't know. There's been dissension. In the I would say 70% of people said we gain an hour, and 30% of people said we lose an hour. Let's not figure it out. Let's just let the people that are wrong get fucked over. You know, maybe they wake up. I love an extra hour. I want to just sleep. And this is a true story. There was a young woman at my show, and I think she might have been hitting on me. I swear to God. I think it takes a lot for me to go, I think that woman's hitting on me, because she was saying a bunch of nice things to me, and she was like complimenting me, and then she showed me one of her nipples, just these little subtle things that were happening. And she didn't show me her nipple. I just felt like I needed a joke there. And I stuck it in. You know, I didn't want, spoiler alert, I did not stick it in. But this is a true story. She was talking to me, and she goes, what hotel they put you guys up at? Don't you feel like that, right? That's her going, I'm a she, her. Do you want a he, him, me? Right? What hotel am I in? What could that mean? And I found myself, and I started having a fantasy. Did you know what it was about? No kidding. I started having a fantasy about going back to my room, not with her, alone, and putting on these new pajamas I bought. I was like picturing myself putting them on, like, oh, fuck yeah. Oh, I can't fucking wait. She wasn't even in it. She wasn't in the fantasy. And then a DoorDash guy comes with a whole rotisserie chicken. Nothing I'm telling you is, I'm not trying to be funny. That was just what my mind did. It compared like, oh, try to sleep with her, all that goes along with it. Or rotisserie chicken, fucking sweatpants, no strings attached. So I just did that. I feel like if I was dating a girl and she saw me eat a rotisserie chicken, she would break up with me. Just from having to fucking see that. It's not good. My hotel desk is basically a rotisserie chicken eating station. That's what it is at my desk. But I think you have to embrace how you feel. Like, I want earlier shows, and so I go, I'd like earlier shows. I want to go to bed earlier. I don't really drink much anymore. Getting older, I like to embrace getting older. You know, here's one thing that happens to you when you get older, and when you turn about 45, You have to fucking pee all the time. Forever. There will never be another moment where you're like, I don't have to pee at all right now. Me telling the joke right now probably just made someone have to get up and pee. Like it's a fine line. You just sort of have a whole range of it. Like last night, I was a little bit high. I'd taken an edible and I was peeing. And as I was peeing, I thought to myself, fuck, I gotta pee. That doesn't make any sense. Am I dying? I was already going. But I was already planning the next pee as I was going. That really worries me that I did that. I go to the doctor tomorrow. I was at the doctor the other day, and up on the shelf they had like this little plastic cup with a lid, like an empty plastic cup. You know what that is, right? And the nurse comes in and she goes, hey, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna leave the room. I need you to pee in the cup, then I'll come back in, I'll grab the urine sample. I go, listen lady, I am 49 years old. I was gonna pee in that cup regardless. It's just a coincidence that you need it for something. Like if you had not said a word, that cup would have been filled with pee when you came in the room. That was the plan since I walked in here. I've had to go. There's an empty plastic cup. I'm not sure how many other better options there are going to be. You don't need anybody to shit in the wastebasket, do you, by any chance? I thought we could help each other out again, like we did with the old urine sample. A lot of good stories out there. A lot of good stories in the news and a lot of fun stuff. I like hearing about Donald Trump and Stormy Daniels. I can't get enough. I can't get enough of that story. I don't know if it's because she's a porn star and it's him. And we don't know what actually happened, but allegedly Donald Trump slept with a porn star, and then he paid her hush money, which I don't even understand. Like, you guys, if I slept with a porn star, I would pay her tell fucking everybody. I'd give her a little pass it on cash. I'm not a big pornographic watcher, a porn movie guy. I'm really not, honestly. Even when I do watch, I only watch for like 2 to 3 minutes. It's a very brief. You know what just occurred? You know what just occurred to me? There's not one man in this room that knows how a pornographic movie ends. There's not one man that's watched it all the way through. Like, yeah, I really want to see what happens. He's got 2 pizzas in that bag. Does he bring them back? Does he get fired? I saw 2 full pizzas when he fucked that lady. I was wondering, does he go to their houses? I mean, it took so long. Does he go back to the manager yelling at him? You never watched to the end like, who directed this thing? This is really something. Some of those, the POV from those balls, I've never seen the way the lighting was. It's really artistic, you know. Be careful though if you watch pornography, because there are cameras and there are microphones. They are watching you and they are listening to you. Which, if you watch porn on your laptop, there's a camera facing you. It's scary, and you got to think that's probably not us in our best light. It's like I'm looking at porn. What does it look like? I don't want to know what I look like. I wish I hadn't just made that face. I don't even know where that came from. I've never done that before. If someone's videotaping, I'm going to make him erase it. But there's a penis possibly, and there's a camera. I don't know if you're like me, but I'm very paranoid. Like if I ever watch porn on my laptop, I take a little piece of black tape. Do you do this? And I put it right over my dick, just because I don't know what they can see. I'm worried about artificial intelligence. I'm worried that artificial intelligence is going to take over. Have you had that happen where you say something and then your phone like heard you?
Yes.
And it sends you a coupon or an email and you were talking to a friend? That freaks me out. I remember when I was married to my ex-wife there, and we were talking, and we were talking about this couch we wanted from Ashley Furniture, and I looked down on my phone. It's a coupon for the same exact couch from Ashley Furniture, the exact couch we were talking about for 20% off, and I go, holy shit. And she goes, the fucking Chinese are spying on us, and oh my God, this is terrible. And I go, hey, fucking 20% off. I want everyone to listen if we're going to save 20%. I'm going to put mics up all over the house. We can save some money. Even our TVs are smart. right? We have smart TVs. I don't have a very expensive TV, but this TV impresses me every single day. This is a smart TV. The other day, The View came on and it changed the channel. I'll admit, easy target, right? But because it's big, because they're big. 4 easy target. That show makes me, it infuriates me that it's on the air, that people watch it. I don't understand. And it makes me mad. I don't even like the name of it. I don't think they should be able to call it The View if there's nothing to look at. You guys are right, it's 4:35. There was a mean joke for 4:35. That's more of a 7 p.m. joke. I'm just saying, if you go to a hotel and you check in and you pay extra for a room with a view, and then you get to your room and you open the blinds and fucking Joy Behar was in the window. Whoopi Goldberg was in the window. You're telling me you wouldn't want your money back? You wouldn't go, I don't like this view. I'd rather look at the fucking roof. That show sucks. I like Chicago though. I'm enjoying my time.
Woo!
I really do like it here. I was here once and it was too cold to live. It was very cold. It was
From Alaska.
and it was still fucking cold. So I think that just even further concretes my point. That I'm from Alaska and I was like, fuck this place. I came from Alaska and was like, what the fuck? My jacket doesn't work here. There was a wind happening that I felt like I don't even know how to do. You fucking know. Like I felt like the wind was mad at me or something. Like it felt personal. I only had to walk like a third of a mile to the club, and I was like, could you guys fucking pick me up? It's just I can feel it. It's going. It's like in my bones. It's all in my bones. Yeah, it's something about your wind, you guys. But isn't it beautiful now though? Right? This is.
Yes. Yeah.
I remember I was here once and I was like in shape and I was trying to like work out a lot and I was like, oh, I'll go running. It's like 35, 40 outside. I'll go running. I didn't think about the variable of the death crushing wind. I forgot about the wind. And I went outside and I took one step and one of my lungs told me to go fuck myself. My lung has never spoken to me before. And I went back inside. Sir, I have a question for you. You know what? It's okay. Have you ever been to Alaska by any chance? Yes. I had a weird feeling. I felt like that guy left, and then that lady was like, "I'll do it." Like she came in as if to say, "I will." If in fact then someone needs to speak up, I'll do it, and I appreciate that. So you've been to Alaska. I love it. Whoever said that? Where did you go specifically? Where'd you go? That guy's back. I'm so sorry. We thought we had needed someone. And then the guy's back. So I'm really sorry. We're gonna keep you. We're gonna keep your application on file, and then if something happens with this guy, because I'm gonna be honest with you, he's a little fucking inconsistent. So he's like, "Oh, I'll be there for you," and then like, "Hey, he's not even there." And then a week later, he's like, "Anchorage." I'm like, "Where the fuck were you when I needed you?" And so don't think that you're not appreciated, because you are. So you went to Anchorage. That's a good one. Do you know Anchorage is like so I live in Fairbanks, which is that's like the interior, like way up there. No ocean, no water, no reason to live or be there. And I don't want to live there. It's a long story. I'll tell you later. But I got coerced into living there. I'm going to tell you that story later. If I don't, fucking remind me, because I'm going to forget. Because I took that weed last night. And I will forget, so remind me to tell you why I don't like Alaska right now. And so I live in Fairbanks. Anchorage, what were you doing in Anchorage? Vacation? Your brother lives in Anchorage. That's pretty cool. Can I try a thing? So for someone to live in Anchorage, there's usually specific reasons they move there, specific jobs, things like that. I would like to guess, I'd like to guess 3 times, and if I don't get it, you tell me, okay? I'm going to say he's in the military. Okay. Is he in the fishing industry? This is fucking sucks. You know what I should have done? I'm just realizing it now. I should have had you tell me first. And then I could have gone, and it's like, oh, that's right. Oh, I got like construction, like pipeline stuff. Okay, I'm never doing this again. What does your brother do for a living? He's retired. I should have fucking gone with Palmer, lady. That was a no-win situation. That would be like going, guess how big my penis is. And then they guess and guess, and you go, I don't have one. And we're never going to get it. No, I'm sorry. I should have thought retired. That's a good. What did he do before he retired?
He worked for the state.
For the state. Damn it, that's a good Alaska job. Shit, I should have guessed that one. You're right. And oh, by the way, that makes sense, right? Because when you work for like the state or the country, that's what you get to fucking retire still. Right? That's one of those jobs where you get to go, hey, we're fucking done now, which is nice. That's not true everywhere. Well, that's fun. Good for your brother retiring in Anchorage. A lot more temperate than Fairbanks. Fairbanks is very cold. We had 10 days in a row, 30 below zero this year. Yeah, very dark. I don't know if you've been there, but it's very dark. The winter, we got 9 months of pitch black. I like the summer. I like when it's transitioning from winter to summer, because sometimes you get like only 1 hour of daylight, which people don't like, but I like it because it makes me feel like super fucking productive. Like I'll be like, oh, I did shit all day today, you know, and sun up to sundown, I was working. You know it's not cool when it's really bright outside and you go to a bar and then like you meet someone and then you leave the bar at 2 a.m. and you're just like, that's what you look like. And for her too, we're both appalled at what happened in there. We need the darkness. It's dark though, it's dark and for everybody. It gets depressing. Sometimes my friend call me and they go, how's it going up there? And I go, it's depressing. And I'm really sad all the time. And he goes, come on, man, isn't Alaska beautiful? And I go, I don't know, it's fucking dark, so I'm not how I would know. I'd have to Google it. I want to kill myself, I can't even find a rope. That's how dark it is. Like, I want to kill myself, I can't even get out of my house. I don't think I've ever been to Palmer. Is Palmer in the south?
Yes.
I'm going to be honest with you guys, everything's in the south, and so I just figured I would say that. I just realized what a shitty, because Fairbanks is kind of north, and so it's like north, but more, so Palmer south, and then what happens in Palmer? Did you go?
For a wedding.
Oh, what? That's fucking.
On a glacier.
Those people are fucking assholes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see people in love anyway, and now I gotta fly to a fucking glacier on top of it. Can you imagine? Like, I didn't want to come anyway, and now I'm on a fucking glacier? That's what's happening? No, I'm sorry. What I meant to say was that sounds very beautiful. It sounds very romantic and beautiful. And wow, that's like a real. That's a real like romantic, right? Like a glacier. I was just thinking about how different that was than my wedding. That they had like you guys on a glacier. We didn't even have ice for the drinks. Like that's how. You guys had just a whole big fucking chunk of one. Are you still friends with the people that got married in Palmer?
Yeah, it's my brother as well.
Nice. Fucking gotta be. You kind of gotta be. But that's cool. So they live in Palmer, or was it a destination wedding?
No, they live in Arizona.
Yeah, fuck those people. I mean, that's not. They live in Arizona. It's beautiful outside. It's like, why don't you meet me on top of fucking Mount Rushmore? That's where I'm gonna get married. We're gonna get married on one of the president's noses. It's like they didn't even want you to go. You just keep picking more and more obscure fucking things to go to. Yeah. No, I'm got a girlfriend now, and I'm thinking about asking her to marry. We're gonna get married on the tip of an Egyptian pyramid. We're gonna go way up to the tippy top. That's pretty cool. It must have been beautiful. Was it pretty beautiful though?
Oh yeah.
It was cool. Yeah, fucking glacier.
It was nice.
It was what?
It was nice out. Like,
That's
it
good.
was like 65, 70.
That's nice. I'd be worried that the whole reception would melt. Dude, you gotta be careful if you choose a wedding on a piece of ice. It's a very, very small window of good weather when your whole thing's ice. Because you're like, I want it to be warm, but not too fucking warm. Because remember, Bill's wedding was beautiful, and then they all drowned? No, it's a glacier. That's a huge. And I'm glad you got to see it. Like, if you guys hadn't gotten to see it, you would have only had, like, 2,000-3,000 years to see it again. I'm glad it was beautiful, though. That sounds amazing. I really might ask this girl to marry me. It's a long story. I don't know why I'm sharing this right now. I don't know what she's going to say. If she says yes, I'll tell you guys. So, want to hear a quick story about why? I don't know if I've ever said it on Gutfeld, but want to hear? So, I'm going to tell you guys why I live in Alaska. How the fuck did we get to this point in my show? I don't even know what we were talking about. And then there was like a weird thing, and there was Arizona, and then, oh, you said Alaska. Holy fuck, this all started from me saying it's slightly cold here. That's how it all began. I just realized, I said it's fucking cold. You yelled Alaska, we fucking met Palmer, lady. We learned about the glacier, a lot of shit happened. My mind was like, how the fuck did this happen? I do like Arizona, though. I like Arizona. That's like the opposite of, right? They were like, hey, not only are we not getting married here, we're going fucking opposite shit. Yeah, we're gonna, because Arizona, have you guys been to Arizona? It's very, it's too fucking hot. And I was walking in Arizona in the summer. It was 130 degrees, and I saw on the side of the road, on a sidewalk, there were 2 quarters, and then like a big bottle of beer, like a half a bottle of beer, like a 40 ounce. And I was staring at it like, I think a homeless person fucking exploded. Why would you leave that? Want to hear something crazy? I went to a gym in Arizona, 130 degrees out, and I'm in the locker room, and I see that there's a sauna. And I go, well, they must turn it off for the summer. I look in the little window, there's 2 fucking dumb fucks in the sauna. And I go, well, maybe the sauna's really hot. I look at the temperature of the sauna, 130 degrees. That's how warm it also was, just in the earth there. So like they didn't have to go to the sauna, they could have gone anywhere in the whole town. It was all a sauna. But I was like, why would those guys go in there? You know, were those guys like, oh, I love this, maybe they're outside, and they're like, man, I love how warm it is, and but I wish instead of those mountains there were dicks and balls. If I owned a gym in Arizona, I would have a sign that said sauna. When you open the door, it would just be the fucking exit. That's what I would do. I'd be like, yeah, because it's fucking stupid. I'd be like, it's a huge sauna, and you can bring your car in it. It's a waste of money to have a sauna. But the reason I live in Alaska, if I've never mentioned it before, I was doing a show there. It was like I think it was like 25 years ago. I've been doing comedy for a long time, you guys. I did the Tonight Show in 2001. Holy fuck. That's a long time ago. What? I was saying that as like I'm doing this wrong, but you guys nicely applauded. That felt good. You guys are really nice. 2001 though, that's how long I've been doing it. And so like back in those days, I was traveling all over the place, and I got to do this show in Alaska, and they don't have comedy clubs in Fairbanks. They don't even have theaters. You just like do a show at a bar, you know? And so I met the owner, and he was like your typical guy you'd see on like an Alaskan reality show, like big muscular guy, big beard, and super tall. And I'm immediately intimidated. Like, I don't know if you can tell by watching me on the show, but I'm not exactly what you would call like a man's man. You know what I mean? I'm not even really what you would call a woman's man. I went to the doctor once. I go, is there something wrong with me? I don't have like the guy tendencies. And he goes, we could do a testosterone check and find out if something's going on. And I go, okay. And he takes some blood. He leaves for like 20 minutes. He comes back and he goes, dude, I'm glad you came in today. And I go, why? And he goes, we ran the test. It turns out you are what's known as a huge pussy. I look at the paper. It says huge pussy on the paper. This is a doctor. And I go, there is no way that's a diagnosis that I've never heard of. There's no way that's real. And the guy goes, okay, you got me. It's not an actual diagnosis, but I knew I could call you that, and you wouldn't fucking do anything. Based on the test results. And he goes, I'm just kidding with you. Why don't you come back in the office and take a quick look at your vagina? We'll find out what's going on. So I'm in the bar in Alaska. I do the show. I'm gonna tell this story kind of quick because it's slightly painful, reliving your mistakes. And I met this woman, this waitress, and I saw this waitress, and she something about her. I just was enthralled with her. And so I go up to the owner, the big guy, and I go, dude, I gotta ask you something. I go, who is that? And he goes, that's my daughter. And I go, cool. I was just asking who everybody is. And who's that over there? Who's that guy? And so a year after I met that girl, we got married. Wow. 1 year later, it was like mistaken for sight, and we it didn't work out. But it was just like it was a bad match. By the way, I talk a lot of shit about my ex-wife on Gutfeld, but I want you to know she's a really good sport, okay? And she actually watches the show. And you guys know, if anybody out there is divorced with children, you know you got to keep that relationship going with your ex, even if they're like a huge bitch and you have to keep talking to them. even if they're a C-word, and so even if there's children involved. Listen, if you guys knew her, you'd be like, use stronger language. You would. If you knew her, you'd be like, let's say the whole word, Jamie, okay? But we still communicate. She texted me right before the show. I'm not even kidding. It says, fuck you. It's, yeah, we still communicate just like we did. She's okay. I would like to ask, where are my divorced people at by round of applause? Where are my, we got some, what about make some real noise if you're happily divorced? See, I get it, that's real joy. Now let's do this. I do love married people though. I really probably will get married again if this girl says yes. And, I love this girl, I'm so in love with this girl. She's, every day though I wake up and I go, fuck, she's gonna find out about me. And I just can't believe she like. And she's a doctor, which is like doctors. I know, but I'm scared. She's smart, and it was very important for me to know what kind of doctor she was. You know, it was very important. She does women's health, and I was like, that's good, because I don't know if I could have handled like if she was like, oh, I'm a urologist. You know, I just look at it's pretty much just penises all day and just different things. I'm fairly confident, but I just don't need that kind of competition. You know, I don't need her just every day like, oh, that would have been nice to have that one. You know what I mean? I don't need that kind of pressure. And then maybe she comes home from work and I'm like, you want to have sex? She's like, oh, fucking overtime. Just all day. Once you make an appointment. And I love people that are married. It inspires me, and I think sometimes, me and my ex, I don't blame her. You know, like, sometimes it's a bad match. We don't need to blame each other. We all take responsibility in things. Everything in your life, you could look at yourself and go, I had something. I am partially responsible. Like, for me, even in my marriage, I could have not found out she was fucking that guy. Like, that's my fault. We have to... Has anyone been married a really long time? By a long time, I'm gonna go high. You ready? Has anybody been married like 50 years? Okay. What about 45? I'll bet we got a couple 40s. I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's a 40 back there, right? Are you 40?
39.
39. I'm gonna give you. I've always been a huge fan of rounding up. I love rounding, and you saved me there. You came in 39. I appreciate it. 39's a good long time. That's good. I was married for 17 years. Yeah. It was like 21 with the wind chill. But it was 39. You said 39. Okay. Do you mind if I ask you one question? Where'd you guys meet at? How'd you guys meet?
At a Jewel food store.
Okay, I'm guessing this is a Chicago thing. Is that a Chicago thing? A Jewel food store? So tell me what is it? Is that like the Whole Foods of Chicago?
Yeah, it's a regular grocery store.
It's a regular grocery store. Okay. I love stories like this because you don't hear them as much anymore. You don't hear about that. What was going on? He was just.
I was checking out the melons.
You guys are so cute. He was holding a banana. You like what you see? Do you like what you see?
She asked me what aisle the nuts were in.
So, but for real, you guys, this guy's got all the dirty jokes. You hear that shit? He's like, I asked her to hold my nuts for a few minutes. He did not say that. I made that up. I apologize. Well, you guys are a sweet couple. What? So, who said the first thing for real? Who did the first thing?
He did.
He did. What? Do you remember what he said to you?
You want to meet me in the cooler?
Do you want to meet where?
In the cooler.
In the cool. Wow. Did you guys hear in the back? I'm trying to process it, but I'll bring you guys along if you want. She said that he said, you want to meet me in the cooler? Which I feel like that's fucking pretty forward to go right in the cooler. I don't usually bring someone to the cooler for the third or fourth date. That's a man with a confidence, forget it. I had the joke, but I chose to keep it to myself. I'm just saying, the banana can change sizes when things are cold. I'm trying to clean it up, you guys. It's 4:46. And yet, what are we doing? We can't talk about nuts and bananas. That is a really sweet story. I like that. I remember when I got divorced, people would say crazy things to me. Like my one friend goes, I'm excited for you, man. You're going to be able to go out there and get some strange. Which I was like, I was actually kind of down with it because I was like, man, because to tell you guys the truth, I wasn't even getting any familiar. So why not? Let's get something going. Let's get some kind of action. I just had to go to the doctor again. What happened? What happened back there? What was the connection? Let's try to figure it out. Are you a manager at the Jules food store? What is it? Something happened back there where they got really excited about something. I don't know. It may have not been related to what I was saying at all. They may be watching Nate Bargatze on an iPad. I have no idea what's happening back there. You guys are married back there? Wow. The ladies?
They like strange. Yeah, they cheers to strange.
Oh, what did they cheers to?
They like strange.
Oh, to strange! I'm so glad we cleared that up. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad I would have been thinking about it the rest of the show. I swear to God, I would have been like, are they not like me? Are they talking to each other? But it was a strange cheers. That makes me really happy. And all I know is that you guys did that, and you're my favorite people. Right? Nothing wrong with a little strange. It's weird that it's two women. I don't mind that either. It's all right. No idea what I was talking about. All right. No idea what I was talking about. I got distracted. I do find, I went to the doctor yesterday. I do find that as I get older, I go to the doctor more. And do you guys find that, here's the way to tell if you're getting older, another way, if you realize that you have a doctor for each part of your body. Do you know what I mean? Like your doctor doesn't do the whole thing, he just picks one thing. That's what he does. Like I go to my doctor the other day and I go, hey, my general guy, and I go, my back hurts. He goes, oh, I got a back specialist. I'll refer you to this guy's great. I go, thanks. I go, my shoulder hurts too. He goes, I got a shoulder guy. It's not the back guy, different guy. My back guy, he stops right there. And the shoulder guy, he just goes from here to here. He didn't have to go to medical school for long. He's just here to here. He just does. I set you up with him. I'm like, okay. And I go, my foot kind of hurts too. And he goes, dude, I got a different guy for your foot. I got a foot guy. There's a foot guy too. And I go to my guy. I go, can I ask you a question? And he goes, yeah. I go, what do you fucking do? What am I doing here? You don't do anything. You just send me to real doctors. I think being a doctor would be cool. I think it must be hard to figure out which type of doctor to be. And it's mysterious to me. Isn't it kind of weird? As a man, I'm picturing, I went to medical school. Now I got to pick what type of doctor I'm going to be. And there's like a list. And they go, oh, do you want to do hearts? And I'm like, oh, hearts are fucking cool. People like hearts. And I go, or you could be a pediatrician. I go, that'd be fun to make kids, heal kids and make them feel better. And then you know what else is on that list? I'm just going to say it. Vagina is on the list. You could be a vagina doctor. You could sign up for day-to-day vagina. I'm just saying, as a man, it would be hard to pass up number 3, vagina. It would be very hard. I don't know why I'm doing this with my fingers. It's unrelated. I was just pointing. I don't know why. You guys, I apologize. I can't believe I did that joke at 5:01. I can't even believe it. That's a 7:30 joke. Isn't it weird though that you pick? Now I feel like everything I do with my finger, we're all having dirty thoughts. I'm just gonna put my hand in my pocket. I've lost complete control of the crowd. Well, my point being, so say you have. I don't even want to make a fist. I'm not sure what to do up here. But you know what's also on the list is some guy. Isn't it weird that there's, we just covered it. There's vagina, if you want that. There's a pediatrician, you got heart. Some guy was like, yep, asshole, that's all me. Some guy saw asshole and was like, nope, that's my passion. That's what I like to cover. I'm just saying it's hard to figure out how you choose that one. I'm sure it's a great job. I'm not, if there's an asshole butt doctor guy here, I'm sure it's a great job. I'll bet it's like a 9 to 5. I'll bet it's a 9 to 5. I'm sure when you come home you gotta wash your hands for 3 hours, but I'm still a predictable job. Whenever I go to the doctor, is it just me? Whenever I go to the doctor and I don't get a prescription, like at the end he doesn't give me a prescription, I'm always like, what did I say that was so wrong? It hurts my feelings. I'm like, does he not like me? Why do I not get pills? I feel like it's a fun party gift, you know? When I hurt my back, I got a prescription for muscle relaxants, and on the back of the bottle it said, warning, do not mix with alcohol. Which I don't know if you guys like me, but I read that as, this would probably be fucking awesome. I don't even know why they put that on there. It should just say, we dare you to mix this with alcohol. We think you should try it. Give it a shot. See what happens. Then I had a picture of a martini with a line through it. And I was like, well shit, maybe you just can't have fancy drinks. I don't see a 6-pack of beer with a line through it. Wasn't the Bud Light thing fun? That was fun. Do you guys want to know something? So the Bud Light thing, I mean like they put Dylan, I never remember the last name.
Mulrooney.
Thank you, sir. That was a little too quick. I felt like he left the house like, no matter what happens tonight, I'm yelling Mulrooney. It just happened to perfectly fit because I don't give a fuck. He was about to yell. That was really good, sir. You're good with names. What happened was, you guys all know the story. They put Dylan's picture on Bud Light. Bud Light sales fell, completely. It really affected things. And I feel like really stupid because I didn't understand what the whole thing was. I went and bought a 6-pack of beer, and I got home and I had Dylan's picture on there, and I thought it was like a warning. When you buy cigarettes and it's like, oh, you can get lung cancer. I thought it was like, oh, drink too many of these, you might sleep with somebody with a dick. So let's be careful. I thought it was just. There's so many good stories. Anybody have a favorite story from 2023? I like man, do I like hearing about. I know Hunter is like public enemy number 1. We hate him, but he's also kind of fun. Also, like he's a fun. Remember the cocaine in the White House? I think that was a really fun story. I love watching like mystery shows like CSI and shit. I was like, I'm gonna fucking solve it. I'm gonna solve the cocaine in the White House. Because I think a lot of people like heard cocaine in the White House and immediately thought Hunter, right? And it's a good guess. He does cocaine all day, every day, so it's a good guess. I get it. It's an educated guess. But here's why I don't think it's Hunter. They found like 3 ounces of cocaine on a desk at the White House. Now, I've only done cocaine once in my life, but I do know something about cocaine, and that is the correct dosage of cocaine is the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? When you do cocaine, you do all of, like no one's ever been doing cocaine and they go, oh man, you guys do you have any like Tupperware? There's like, we bought so much more cocaine than we need. Seriously, you guys take home a whole 8 ball because we're not even gonna. get to that. You guys take that. It's like a baggie or something to put it in. We have so much cocaine. We bought way too much. Our eyes were bigger than our noses. You know what I mean? So I just don't know if it was Hunter's, because I don't know if he would have left the cocaine. So then I was thinking, did you guys hear about Hunter's dog? I have so many thoughts in my head. He's got a dog. Do you know Hunter has a dog that bit a guy 7 times? It was the same guy. Hunter had a dog that bit a guy 7 times, and it was the same guy. Which I hate to victim blame. But at some point, you're like, stop fucking coming in here with your bone pants or whatever's happening. Like, fucking 7 times. The dog doesn't like you. Hunter actually has a drug. It's a drug sniffing dog, not from the police station. He just needs a dog to do drugs with him. Then I was like, is Joe Biden's cocaine? And then I was like, I don't know if he seems like someone that's on cocaine. Like, doesn't seem like he's on an upper. Jimmy, if this is him on an upper, this is fucking bad news for our country. Because he's fucking barely hanging in there, man. He's like, second look at the camera. Hey, I should build back better. Build back better. The other day he said he goes build back better. And I was like, did he say bread, milk, butter? Making pancakes? What the fuck did that man do? He's the president? He just said one word for 30 minutes. There were no spaces. Then I was thinking it might be Kamala Harris's cocaine. Because she repeats her. I like when they say to Kamala Harris, they go, hey, say something, but you can only use these 5 words. You can change the order of them, but we want no new words. She's like, oh, this is going to be a challenge, but I'll do it. I'll say the same 5 words. And then she'll answer a bunch of questions with the same 5 words. Right when the cocaine happened, the very next day, she was in an interview, and they go, what does culture mean to you? It was fucking amazing. Her answer, she goes, oh, culture. It's like a moment in time for people to be themselves at a time when there's people in that moment. I didn't change the words to try to be funny. I just said what she said. That's how fucking crazy this lady is. Like, those are the words she said. And then the interviewer just moves on to the next question. No. You don't move on to the next one. If I was the interviewer, I would go, hey, can I ask you one more, like a follow-up on the last topic? And you go, yeah. I go, what the fuck are you talking about? What is happening? What's the matter with you? Did you leave the cocaine in the White House? Fascinating to me. I had more, Oh, I gotta show you guys something. I'm gonna show you guys something. You reminded me. You guys are really nice, by the way. Can I just say, I don't want to get all... you guys, it means so much to me that you guys came out to the class. I've been doing comedy for like 25 years, and it's never been like this, where the whole crowd just comes out. You guys know who I am. It means a lot. Your support means everything. So thank you for coming out. And honestly, man, thank you guys for staying up late and coming out. I feel like I get annoyed more easily than I used to. Now that I'm a little bit older, I get annoyed more easily. Somebody told me I had a disease recently. They told me I had a disease. I was at a farmer's market, and I was talking to my friend. And as we were talking, he bought a peach. And as he was like telling me a story, and as he was talking, he started like eating the peach while I was talking to him. And I was like, yeah, so when I met this girl, and he was like, oh yeah, that sounds great. And I was still talking, but I felt like I suddenly was angry at him. The noises he was making with the peach was making me really mad. And I didn't want to talk to him anymore. Like I was just like, oh, anyway, man, it's going really good with this girl. And he's like, yeah, sounds good. And I was just like, holy fuck, why am I so mad right now? Like, I actually thought, I remember thinking, I was like, if he takes one more bite of this peach in that way, I'm going to fucking prison today. I'm gonna kill this person. Like, I don't know what it was. I've just never felt like, I've never seen someone eat a peach and felt like I should give them some alone time. Like some time. I never felt like I needed to give someone privacy. It was so much. It was so passionate. And I was like, can you even get consent from a peach? Like, what do you do? And it was so, I forgot what I was talking about. And I just stopped talking and I go, dude, the peach, whatever's happening with you, the peach, just make it stop. Because something's happening to my brain. I'm having like violent thoughts. And he goes, the chewing is bothering you? And I go, it's bothering me. It's like not even the right. Like, I want to fucking kill you. Like, I'm so fucking mad right now. Just did everything. Like, I don't want to be friends anymore with you. And he goes, you must have misophonia. You heard of that? And I go, what is that? And he goes, it's a disease, and it means that you're like super sensitive to chewing and you overreact when somebody chews, so you must have this disease. And I go to him, I go, hey, is it possible that there's nothing wrong with me? And that you have eat like a fucking animal disease? Is there a possibility that I am fine and you have motherfucking peach syndrome? Is it
Just like somebody in Canada.
What was it?
Canada.
Canada, yeah.
Apple chewing.
Apple chewing?
Gutfeld.
I feel like, oh, I missed that. Was it Gutfeld thing?
Yeah.
Shit, I fucking missed it. Was I on that thing?
Was I on that thing?
I've been on the show 81 times. I forget Tyrus's name. I'm sure we did that and I just forgot. I'm sorry. I have a terrible memory. I want to show you guys something. I gotta hurry a little bit. But I sell a t-shirt after the show, and I sell it myself. I can have someone from the club sell it, but I don't until I cannot do it any longer. I will go out, I sell shirts. I also will take a picture with anyone that wants to take a picture. If we move a little bit fast, because I got to drive to Rosemont to do another show. But if we move kind of fast, I'll take a picture with everybody. And the shirt is basically, it's a warning, but instead of for a bottle of pills, it's for you, right? It's for someone like to drink a lot, but doesn't like to be held responsible for what they do when they drink. And it says it's a warning for you instead of for pills, right? It says warning, do not mix with alcohol. This way, if you do some crazy shit, that's not your fucking fault, okay? It also works if you don't drink and you want to wear it to an AA meeting. Do not mix with alcohol. That's 100% true as well. And they make a great gift for like a pregnant woman to remind them to not drink. And all of the proceeds go towards some kids that would otherwise be neglected. They call it child support. It's my children. This is such a good crowd. It's hard to leave. This is fun. Will you come see me again if I come back to? You know what I heard the other day that made me so mad. I heard Hunter gets an allowance. He's an adult man. He gets an allowance of $10,000 a week. Can you believe that shit? So he doesn't even need to sell his dumb paintings or take money from China. Like, he's getting $10,000 a week. And imagine what his life is like, man. So like Joe's over at his house and Hunter goes, hey Dad, it's Monday. Can I have my allowance? And Joe Biden gives him $10,000 in cash, right? And then Hunter leaves for a minute. He comes back in the room and he goes, hey Dad, can I have my allowance? Joe Biden gives him $10,000 in cash. Hunter leaves for a minute. He comes back in. He goes, Dad, can I have my allowance? And Joe Biden, I gotta go. Nice to see you guys. Thank you so much. One more time. We still have to keep off on social media and Russell, please come back to the club. Have a good night or day. Have a good one.
Yeah.